Georgina Chapman is focused on her kids. A source tells ET that Harvey Weinstein's ex is worried about their children, 7-year-old India and 5-year-old Dashiell, after the disgraced movie producer turned himself into the authorities in New York on Friday morning. Weinstein pleaded not guilty to rape and other sex crime charges filed by the Manhattan District Attorney's Office. Georgina told friends that Harvey was surrendering himself to the authorities on Friday, but there was no sense of relief in her voice. Each day Georgina wakes up to the reality of what her husband did, and this is just another painful blow in what Georgina fears her children will one day hear about, ET's source says. At this point, no matter how this plays out, there is no relief for their family, there is only fear for her kids. According to ET's source, Chapman has made her and Weinstein's children her very first priority since the first expose on Weinstein was published in October. She's trying to shield them from the reality of this situation as much as she possibly can, the source reveals. At this point, she just hopes for justice to be served and her children to know as little as possible while they are still young. ET's source goes on to say that regardless of Weinstein's scandal, Chapman feels her children have two good parents. Her life becomes harder, with Weinstein facing jail time, the source shares. Harvey has a lot of problems, but parenting isn't one of them. She feels he is a very good father, a troubled man, but a good father, the source adds. Weinstein surrendered to police after the Manhattan District Attorney's Office and NYPD's months-long investigation into allegations of sexual abuse. He was arraigned later Friday morning, and was charged with rape in the first degree for two alleged incidences involving two different women in 2013 and 2014. Today's charges reflect significant progress in this active, ongoing investigation, District Attorney Cyrus R. Vance Jr. said. I thank the brave survivors who have come forward, and my office's prosecutors who have worked tirelessly on this investigation. I would also like to thank Commissioner James O'Neill and our dedicated partners at the NYPD. We urge additional survivors and others with relevant information to call our sex crimes hotline at 212-335-9373. Weinstein's attorney, Ben Brafman, released a statement to ET following the arraignment, which reads, Mr. Weinstein has always maintained that he has never engaged in non-consensual sexual behavior with anyone. Nothing about today's proceedings changes Mr. Weinstein's position. He has entered a plea of not guilty and fully expects to be exonerated. A second source tells ET that Weinstein did post bail and left the courthouse following his arraignment, noting that he decided to turn himself in to begin the process of seeing an end to this situation, however it may end. Surrendering himself now allows him to be more flexible with his life to see his children and family without having to hide anymore, the source says. Harvey is very self-aware of what's going on. He is self-aware of who he is and what he's been accused of, ET's source shares, adding that while he has a good relationship with most of his children, for his older children, this is very hard on them, and there's a healing process, and he is working on that with them. The source also says that Weinstein intends to continue his therapy in Arizona, but the details of how and when have not been figured out yet, as he must get approval from the judge before traveling anywhere outside of New York or Connecticut. His attorney, Brafman, has said that he intends to file a motion to dismiss the charges as being legally flawed and not supported by credible evidence. Chapman opened up about Weinstein for the first time in a candid interview with Vogue this month. I was so humiliated and so broken. That I didn't think it was respectful to go out, she told the magazine, claiming she hasn't been out in 5 months. I thought, who am I to be parading around with all of this going on? It's still so very, very raw. Chapman married Weinstein in December 2007. She announced she was leaving him last October, and in January, a source told ET that the two had reached a divorce settlement. In her interview with Vogue, Chapman said she still believed Weinstein was a good father. That's what makes this so incredibly painful. I had what I thought was a very happy marriage, she said. I loved my life. He's a wonderful father to my kids. See more in the video below. Reporting by Adrian Schwartz and Randy Iaboni. Related content: Harvey Weinstein pleads not guilty to rape. In New York, Harvey Weinstein expected to turn himself in to face charges related to alleged sexual abuse. Reports Georgina Chapman opens up for the first time about Harvey Weinstein's scandal.